So this is a pretty tough question, and I think you'll see why when we start going through it. 36 says, Wolf indicates that the procession she describes in the passage. Okay, so basically, what does she say about the procession? But notice that it's a linked question with number 37. So what we're going to do is we're going to first find the line in 37 that talks about the procession, and then use that to answer 36. So let's look at the lines that are given to us in 37. Lines 12 through 17 says, there they go, our brothers who have been educated at public schools and universities, mounting those steps, passing in and out of those doors, ascending those pulpits, preaching, teaching, administering justice, practicing medicine, transacting business, making money. So that's kind of generally giving you an idea about this procession, right? Who makes it up, right? People who are preaching, teaching, administering justice, and practicing medicine, right? So you get a sense of who's in the procession, so I would keep that one. B, line 17 to 19, says, it is a solemn sight always, a procession like a caravanserai crossing a desert. So it's basically saying it's a solemn sight. That means like it's a serious, like a sobering sight. It's not like joking or comedic or anything. It's very serious. So that also gives us an idea about the procession, right? It's serious. Let's go to 23 to 24. That says, for there, trapezing along at the tail end of the procession, we go ourselves. Now remember, when she's saying we go ourselves, she's talking about women. So this also gives you an idea about something about the procession. It's saying at the tail end of it, so near the end of the procession, women are now there. They're at the end of it. So they weren't before, but now they are. Okay? And then D says 30 to 34. We too can leave the house, can mount those steps, pass in and out of those doors, make money, administer justice. We who now agitate these humble pens may in another century or two speak from a pulpit. Now this one doesn't mention the procession at all, so we can at least get rid of D. But now you see why this is kind of a tough question, because A, B, and C all kind of talk about the procession. So now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to look at the answers in 36 and see if those answer choices match any one of the three that were mentioned in 37. So, for example, in 36, A says, the procession has come to have more practical influence. Now, remember, A gives you an idea of who's included. Does that mean practical influence? I don't think so. B in 37 says that it's serious. It's a serious sight. Does that mean practical influence? I don't think so. And C says that women are now included. Is that saying it has more practical influence? Also not really. So A doesn't match any of the three that are possibilities, so that's out. B, the procession has become a celebrated feature of English public life. I also don't think this really matches any one of the three. It's not telling us who's included. It's not saying it's serious. It's not saying women are included. So B, I would also get rid of. C says includes all of the richest and most powerful men in England. Now this is tricky, right? Because this kind of seems to go with A in 37. That gives you an idea of who's included, right? And it does say preaching, teaching, administering justice, practicing medicine, transacting business, making money. What I don't like in C are the words includes all, right? Nowhere does it say that this procession includes every single one of the most rich and powerful men in England. We don't even know if all of these people are rich. It also talks about preaching, right? Priests, they don't really make a lot of money. So again, like there are things in C that we don't really like, but I think the most important is the includes all. It's way too strong. Now D says has become less exclusionary in its membership in recent years. Exclusionary comes from exclude, right? To keep out. And this is saying it's less exclusionary. So basically it's saying it's bringing more people in its membership. Now this matches the one that says women are now included, right? So C and A seem to work, but C is a little too strong, and D and C seem to go pretty well together. So I think your best answer here is in 36, D has become less exclusionary, and that comes from in 37C, lines 23 to 24, that says women are now included.